this week's Whatcha Makin Wednesdays. I'm Diana, and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Santan Valley, Arizona. And I want to welcome you to my YouTube channel today. So I'm going to click over. I was watching some stuff, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's almost 2 o'clock. So when I do my Teach Me Tuesdays, they're at 3. So in my mind, I guess I just sometimes am like still thinking 3 o'clock. So who knows what's on my mind half the time. So I'm going to show you a few things today. And one of them is the new True Love DSP. So I'm going to be working with this DSP. It is gorgeous. It's black and white. It's got some pretty designs, so I'll show you better when I flip that camera. I also want to show you cards from the Hello Dear Friend kit that is the Over the Border with Di and Marcy class, virtual class that is this month. So I just want to show you some of those cards. You want to make sure you get those things ordered. We have hostess codes, and then you'll get this stuff that you need, and then we will do a Zoom and do the class together. So we are so excited for that. So I think that's all I had to talk about before I turn the camera. So if you are here for the first time, say hi. If you're here for the 10th time, say hi. But if you have never been here before, I would love for you to subscribe to my channel and visit often. And let's get started. All right. Okay. So let me turn the camera. Hold on while I flip it over. That's too close. All right. Very good. I think that looks good. All righty. All right. So let me show you first the 4 cards. So I have talked about the Hello Dear Friend, and that is in the January to June. Let me get the catalog open. Now I can show you the catalog, which is not just the cover. So that is this kit here. So you can see this amazing kit that's in the catalog. So this is what you're going to be doing as a Zoom and a virtual class. But I wanted to show you 4 cards. You're also going to want to get some of the Blushing Bride and a pack of the Love You Always treat boxes. If you're in the States, I also suggest that you grab a Misty Moonlight ink pad refill. And that way your little spot that comes with the kit can stay juicy for the whole class. Plus, when you add the little refill, that also will give you a free celebration item. Now, I know in Canada, I think prices are a little bit different. So I think you don't necessarily need the refill to get a celebration item in Canada. So that was just a suggestion on my end, because you do get the little Misty Moonlight ink spot. And if you use it a lot, you're going to need to refill it eventually. But what I wanted to do, I made up a set of the cards exactly like the instructions say, so that you know how cute they are. They are so neat. But then what we're going to do is, so you'll make, a set, one of each, like you're supposed to. So here's another one. It's gorgeous. It's got like the copper twine, and it's got like copper foil, vellum embellishments. And then you've got these 2 cute, look how fun these ones are. So you have so you'll make 1 each of these. And then we have some alternative, hey Stacy, you have some alternative projects that you will be making as well. So I don't want to show you those yet, because I do want it to be like a surprise or whatever. So, but I did want to show you how amazing those ones are. So let me put those behind me so I don't lose them underneath all my stuff. All right, so this is a DSP that I want to focus on today, and it is a thing. So it's black and white. So one side is got the flowers, and then you have, a design on the other side. So you have these flowers here. Then it's like, this one's almost, I'm not going to look at it too brightly because it's almost blinding, but they're like diamond dots. I love this one. I'm not sure what kind of flower that is, but it's gorgeous. Hi, Eris. Oh, thank you for sharing this, Stacy. That is so nice of you. Okay, and then some diamond things too. That one's kind of blinding too. I love the little daisies. And every once in a while, if you look, this reminds me of a Where's Waldo kind of thing. So they look like just a bunch of flowers. But every once in a while, you go, oh, look, there's a leaf there. Oh, look, there's another leaf. So it's kind of fun. And then the stripes on the back. We have some pretty roses or carnations. I'm not really sure exactly. They might be considered a cottage rose, maybe. And then you've got cute polka dots on the back. And then maybe these are cottage roses. I'm not for sure. But it's just amazing paper. So I thought I would show you how fun it is. Let me stick that behind me too. This is the host code for January, in case I forget to mention that. All right, so here are a few little pieces. I just cut. I didn't want to do it on a full piece, just to show you how much fun they are. So I'm going to bring a piece of cardstock over, and I'm just going to, let me do the little daisy one. So here's the little daisy one. So this is the one I said, look, you can see a leaf every once in a while. So let me scoot down just a little bit. I'm going to turn this light on. So hopefully that brightened it up a little bit there. I know there's always, no matter what you do, there's always a shadow. Like, I'll stick it around it, but it is what it is, right? Okay, so I'm just some of my Stampin' blends. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for the little leaf. Hi, Virginia. So I'm going to look for the little leaf. So I see there's a little leaf here, and I'm just taking my blends and I'm going to color the little leaf. There's one there. Because there's so many flowers, I think if I look for the leaves first, so I'm not going to do the whole thing because I have a card to show you, but I just want to show you how fun it is. And then I'm just using the dark Granny Apple green first. And there's probably more leaves on here than you think, when you start looking at them. All right, so that was the dark. And then I'm just going to take the light and fill the rest of the leaf in. So we finally, the heater guy, I was talking about my heater the other day. So our coil is leaking. So our guy filled it up with whatever. So it's still leaking in the attic. We're not breathing it in or whatever. But, and then he was going to come today, but he wasn't able to come today. But luckily, what he did the other day is still good, like is still keeping us warm. So he's going to come tomorrow instead. And I said, that's fine. We are still good. All right, so I'm going to make these little daisies some different colors. So this is just a dark daffodil. And I'm just adding a little bit of color. Like I said, I don't know why I'm not wasting this because I'm going to be using this later. Not today, but, and then this is the light daffodil. So you're just going to color in and look how fun they are. And then I'll take my soft suede. Oh, Mary Ann. Oh, you made the calendar card? I seen you said something about a calendar card on Marcy's live. So that's cool. All right, so I'm just putting a little bit of, that was the light soft suede. And I'm going to take a little bit of the bronze and add a little bit more too. There, it's just fun. I love to sit in color. So this paper is so cute. And you can make it be as colorful as you want. Because nature, there's no rules in nature. Flowers can be any color. If you know, like, what is that one, is it a hydrangea? I think it's a hydrangea. That it depends on what kind of soil it's in, right? Because then it's a different color depending on the soil. So the same kind of thing. So you see there's no rules. So I'm going to do some pool party ones. And this is going to be so cute. So this is just me, just kind of giving you an idea how fun that this DSP is. And it looks even cooler if you don't go all the way to the end. So let me put it up to the front. So see how I didn't go all the way to the end? So it kind of has white on the ends of the tips. So that looks cool. Blue. I did go all the way to the yellow. So next I won't go all the way. But look how beautiful that is. Won't that be fun? And you don't have to put a whole bunch on a card. I mean, it would just be fun, just a little strip. All right, so let me move my blends out of the way. And let me pull out the card that I'm going to do. And I just banged the phone, so I want to apologize for that. Okay, so the card I'm going to be doing is I'm going to use a basic black card base. I'm going to give that, I put my bone folder, I'll find it eventually. Okay, then I need a piece of Whisper White thick. And I want to put a stripe on the bottom. And then the flower paper I chose was this one. So then what you're going to do, I cut my paper a little bit smaller. So you just kind of decide. So I think I want it to be like that. So before we get started, I want to play and color my flowers. Now this is the one I don't think I knew what kind of flower it was. So I think I'm going to do my leaves first because I'm not sure what kind of flower do you think this is? Is it a begonia? I don't know. I have no clue what flower this is. But I'm going to make granny apple leaves while I decide what color the flowers are going to be. So did you already place your order from the new catalog? And if you did you grab a pack of this DSP? Because it is so pretty. I know I had quite a few people sign up for my DSP share, and I'm excited to get the papers in so I can get that cut and trimmed and out to their new owners. If anybody is interested and I feel enough to do another share, I will. So you just want to let me know and I can add you to a list. So that looks good. I think I've got all of the leaves. So again, that was Granny Apple Green. So Anne from London, you know, originally I grew up a few places, but I went to school mainly and was born in Strathroy. I never lived in London, but I've been there many times. Okay, so this is just adding the light Granny Apple Green on to the DSP. Now the DSP is a little different than coloring on the cardstock. So just you don't want to oversaturate and have it go out. Like you don't want it to bleed out. So that's why leaving the ends a little bit white might be a good idea, just in case it's out a little bit. Just because it's a little bit, it's not cardstock. And that's why I also have a piece of Whisper White. Well, now we have basic white, and those are available now. So we just had to get a new mill for the paper. So I will probably keep saying Whisper White by mistake, but it's basic white. So I put a piece under here, and what that does is it also helps because it lets the paper go, the ink go through, and it will kind of catch anything, so it's kind of sucks it down, so it's a little less apt to bleed out if you have that paper, you know, under there. So, okay, so let me decide. What will we do? What color? All right, so I have... Should we do, we could do these all different colors, right? So let's do a red one. So I'm going to take my light soft suede and I'm going to, just on the ends, just where that is overlapped, I'm just adding some light soft suede. And you can kind of see where it is just because of the lines that the artist put. So I'm just adding that. Now I'm not going to do the whole thing just because this, the DSP seems to dry a little bit faster. So you have to be careful about your blending because you might not be able to blend as much if it dries too quick. So I'm just going to do the one flower. And this is, like I said, the light, soft suede. All right, so I think I got them all. And then I'm going to get my Poppy Parades. And I'll scoot down just a little bit. So I want to take my dark Poppy Parade. And I'm going to go over top of the suede and out a little bit. So if you were around at Christmas time, this is kind of how I colored Santa. So it's the same idea. I'm coloring over top of the soft suede and I'm just going out just a little bit. But I do want to leave a little space for the light. And I'm just going to spin my card as I go. And it just kind of comes to life as you do that. Now, you do not even need to color this DSP. It is gorgeous, left black and white for sure. But I wanted to play with it. I wanted to sit and color because I like to do that. All right, so see how it's starting to take, it's starting to come alive, right? It's just beautiful. We need a whole little comic book that has all the little things that we can color. Wouldn't that be fun if they were like, if they were cut like card size? Hi, Marcy. Oh, I know. And I put the link and then I know it, I think it's confusing that I go different places, but Wednesday is my Whatcha Makin Wednesdays, and I started those as YouTube lives. So, and sometimes I think the quality of the YouTube lives are a little better than the Facebook lives sometimes, but I think it doesn't help that everybody is on the computer. Okay, so now I'm going to do the light Poppy Parade. And then I'm just going to fill that in. And then I just go over it just a little bit, just to soften it. But isn't this turning out just gorgeous? I just love it. I love it, love it, love it. Now you couldn't really do this with the regular markers because what would happen is they're water-based. So, they are a water-based marker and it would make the paper too wet. These are alcohol-based markers, so they're softer on the paper. Now that doesn't mean you couldn't rub, and eventually maybe tear the paper if you're not careful. They're a lot easier on the paper than the Stampin' Rate markers. And I don't even think I haven't used Stampin' Rate markers in so long because I always just gravitate towards the Stampin' Blends. So let's see. Cool, I love it, I love it. All right, now that is not a leaf. That is just the background. All right. And then what I'm going to do, so I'm just kind of putting some light in there just to fill it. And I'm just kind of blowing on it once in a while. I don't know if you can hear me blowing on it. Just to give it a dry. Because what I am going to do is I'm going to go back with my gel pen and go boop, 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 boop. So I'll do that at the end. But while that one is drying good, let's move over to this one. So this one, it's either the same kind of flower or a different kind of flower, but you can't see the inside. It's not open up yet. So I think I want to do it as, any suggestions? I don't see any suggestions. Let's try, should we try Purple Posy? You think Purple Posy and the red would look good together? I think they will. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, let me go over here. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to take my, let's see. What would you suggest are the first colors you should buy if you're just starting to buy the markers? Okay. So what I use, and sometimes that's a hard, Helen, sometimes it's a hard question because what I always tell people is look at your stamp sets and then decide what colors you need. So if you have a bunch of floral stuff, then you would want to pick, oh, you want to do Daffodil Delight? Okay. Then you would want to have floral kind of colors, like your pinks and your greens and stuff like that. If you have, say you have a bunch of stamp sets that have like animals, then you might need like browns and things like that. So does that help? I hope that helps, Helen, because I hate to say, oh, get a bunch of purples, and then you've got a bunch of dog stamps, and they're like, well, I have all these purples, and now I can't color my little dogs. So just kind of look at what your stamps are, and that will help for sure. And that goes, and that's how I always tell people too, like when they go, well, what ink pads do I need? Ooh, look at me. I just went kind of crazy right there. And I say the same thing, like look at your stamps, because if you have a lot of solid stamps, you will need maybe more colors, because you have solid images. But if you have a lot of open line, then you might need more, like the darker ones or your memento or whatever. So you always want to look at your stamps first. So I hope that helped. So, all right, so I'm just kind of going with my daisy, and these flowers are all kind of jumbly. You don't know which one goes where. So I'm glad that helped you, Helen, because because that's what I'm here for. Okay, so that looks pretty good. So that was a dark daffodil. And then I'm going to take the light daffodil. Oh, Mary, that is a sweet sit. I know I was the same way as you, Marcy. When my phone, I have my phone remind me when you're going to go live because our time changes and stuff. So it reminds me. So my phone was like saying, Marcy's going live. And so then I was looking for you, and then I realized my phone had said in 10 minutes. So, and then it, but I still sometimes miss where you are too. And I try to, where I put the little reminder in my Facebook group. So if you're not in my Stamping with Dye Facebook group, make sure you let me know so I can add you to that, because I do 2 lives there a week. And it's also where I send the little reminder when, like when I'm going to be doing things. So, all right, so this is the daffodil. But I want to take, do I have a mango? I do believe I have a mango. So I'm going to take the mango and I'm going to put just a little bit, because it's a tad bit darker. Actually, where's my dark mango? Where's my dark mango? I don't need to sing. No one wants to hear me sing. All right, so this is the dark mango. So I'm just going to, it's a little bit different than the yellow, and it pops that color out just a tad. So I love using mango and the daffodil together. I love using the Highland Heather and the purple posy together. So don't think that you have to stay with just the colors that are together, right? Like I used the light soft suede with the Poppy Parade, and look how gorgeous that is. So it gives you 3 colors. When you mix other ones, you're actually getting more colors. So what I wanted to do was, so this is what I told you I was going to do, because this should be dry by now. So I'm just taking a gel pen. Again, I say it every time. We don't have a gel pen in the catalog. I just grab them off of Amazon. I want to make sure it's actually got coming out of it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my little gel pen and I'm just going to add some little dots on the end of those little, whatever the heck, I guess, are they called stamens? Is that what comes out of a flower? I think that's what comes out of a flower. So that just adds a little bit of white, a pretty, color to the flower. All right, so we do a Highland Heather. So this is, all right, the light Highland Heather. And then I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm going to put my dark Highland Heather. Never thought of those colors. Soft suede would never occur. Yes, so soft suede or any kind of brown. I mean, soft suede to me is like a softer brown. So that's why I usually grab it. With red, gives you a darker red. So it just gives you like 3. Then it's almost like you have 3 colors of Poppy Parade or real red or whatever red you grabbed. I just grabbed the Poppy Parade because it's a little brighter red. So this is just the light Highland Heather, and I'm doing the same thing as I did with the Poppy Parade flower and the daffodil flower. I'm just doing all the insides first where it will be the darker, or like here where this petal overlaps there would be darker. So Eric had to go and remember he had to go get blood work done because he ate his breakfast when he wasn't supposed to eat his breakfast. So he had a little thing on his finger that he had to have burned off, so we had to go today. And I kept saying, oh, maybe you should stay home from work. And then I didn't have to drive him to work because I'm a turd. But he hates to miss work, so I had to take him. But he was running late, and I'm like, you can't. We have to go. And he didn't have his coat. And I says, Eric, I know we live in Arizona, but it's still cold out. So then we had to come back home to get his coat before I could take him to work. But hey, that's what being a mother's all about, even when your kid's 32. All right, so this is, let me tell you, this is the light purple posy, and first I did the light Highland Heather. Now this is the light purple posy. Just because I know this paper is going to take the color a little bit differently than cardstock. So, but look how pretty these are together. It's just this soft, beautiful, and I'm just kind of tapping it on there. I'm just tapping the color on more than brushing it, just because I want to kind of keep it, I don't want to saturate it too much. I still want to be able to see that dark. So see, you can see that the dark Highland Heather in there. Right. So then the same thing, I'm going to take my little white gel pen, and I didn't do it to the yellow one because the yellow one isn't open. You don't see the little stamens or whatever those things are that I loved art. I wasn't a scientist or a mathematician. Jeff will tell you that math makes me cry. Even to this day, I'll go, can you help me with this math? All right. Okay. So how does that look so far? Beautiful. Now, we don't even have to color them all in. It looks pretty just like that, doesn't it? I think it looks pretty just like that. But what we could do is we could take the light pool party and we can go lightly around. Watch me ruin it. We're going to go right around. And this will just give the blue sky look. And I'll probably go, why did I do that? I wish I hadn't have done that. All right, so then we're going to go around here too. And if you don't like it, you just color it all in. But I'm going to see what it will do as it dries, because they change a little bit. As they dry, as the paper sucks up the ink, the colors change ever so slightly. So I don't want to make any decisions just yet till I see what it's going to do. So I'm just going all the way around. And this is a new pool party, so it's nice and juicy. So I'm just going around. Just basically I'm tracing. I'm just tracing around them. Now some of this is going to get covered by the other paper, but this way I don't have to think about it. So this is fun. You can have the TV on and you don't have to think. So you can already see that the pool party looks a little different as it has dried. So going around. And then I think I have one more to go around, which is this one here. So see? So it kind of looks cool with the blue around it, right? It like freshens it up. So should I keep coloring my flowers or are you bored? Because what I'm going to do is it is going to go on here. Now, you could, since this is going to get glued onto the black, I could have actually, well, no, I wouldn't want to adhere it on here because then you might have a bump, you know, from your adhesive. If there's a little bit of a bump. So I probably wouldn't want to glue it on here. All right, so this is going to go on here. And then this is going to go on here. But this kind of tells you, like, I don't really need to color all of these flowers because this is going to get covered up. So I just need to color a couple more. So I think I would color this one here with the daffodil. So my dark daffodil. So I'm just going to finish this. And then I'm like, okay, I hope that wasn't a leaf. Because now it's a flower. So when you're like coloring, you know how I've cut the paper? And it is. Sometimes it's hard to tell. Even if you have like a stamped image. Once you cut it, you're like, okay, was that a leaf? So what you could do is you could have the full sheet of paper. Just kind of have it standing by you so that you can look. And you can say, oh, okay. Well, now that that's, you know, when it's a full sheet of paper, I know that that's a leaf and not a petal. But when it's cut, nobody will be the wiser. So it is a leaf. I mean, it is petal. All right, so that was, like I did the other one, the dark daffodil. Oh, Stacy, yeah, I 2-dayed my stuff, so it will be here tomorrow. And then this is the ones I was able to pre-order. So that's what I've been kind of playing with, the pre-order stuff. My paper for the shares should get here tomorrow. You just never know with the way things get shipped anymore. You know, things happen. It is life. There's a lot more things to worry about than if your paper's a day late, right? All right, so this is the light daffodil. I'm just filling it in. And there's a little bit of white here and there. And then, just like I did before, I want to take my dark, where's my dark mango? Here, dark mango. Maybe I used, oh, you know what I did? I started it with the dark mango because I didn't read my marker. All right, so that was the dark mango that I started with. All right, so just to fill in some of that. And what also looks good, all right, so this was the dark mango. Just brightens it, darkens it up just a little bit. But what also looks good is, you're going to be like so tired of this card. All right, so this is the light pumpkin. So if you add some light pumpkin, that will also add a nice little shadow in here as well. Because sometimes you just want to pop a little bit of darkness in there. And then that makes the light pop even more. So I'm just adding it, just a smidge. Not a whole lot. Just a smidge of the light pumpkin. So same thing over here. I'm just going to put a little bit of the light pumpkin just where it would be dark. And then it's just going to pop off there a little bit more. And you could add more. But see, that made of a difference there. Okay, so what did I just say I was going to do with my breen? All right, so I'm going to put it on here like this. And then this piece is going to go here. So there's barely any flower here that needs to be colored. So let's just grab, what are we going to grab? Let's just grab the purple. Just put a little bit of purple. So just keep pulling this back and forth. Because you don't have to be so detailed on this one, just because you're only going to see just a little bit of it peeking out of the card. All right, and then, so the same with this one. So this one's going to be the light. I'm just using the light Poppy Parade, because again, you're only going to see a little bit of it peeking out, so you don't have to worry about using your soft suede and all that stuff, because it's only a little tiny bit peeking out. All right. Oh, and look at, I forgot one over here. Good grief. Whose job was it to say, hey, don't forget that one over there? All right, so let me see. So I think I did enough of those. Yes, because there's going to be a little piece of black cardstock there too. All right, so let me do this one. This one, I think I'm going to do the posy too, because there's a red and there's a yellow. So I want this one to be the posy. So this was just, what did I grab? This was the light purple posy. I'm going to do the same thing over here. Light purple posy. And now I'm going faster because I don't want you to get bored. All right, so this is the light purple posy. I'm just filling it all in. This is speed coloring now. All right. Oh, there's a leaf there. See that? There's a little leaf right here. There's a leaf. All right. And then I'm going to take my light Highland Heather and then just put a little bit in the dark spots. And over here. Love it. All right. So how does that look? That looks not too shabby, I think. All right. So let's put the card together. All right. So we're going to put on the top. So I'm just going to take my adhesive, and I know, so see how it bleeds through? So that's why you want the little piece of paper under there. So this is just, I know I'm using my fuse, but I'm just using up my adhesive. All right, so this is the top. So I'm just gluing this on. Now this is just getting glued on a piece of Whisper White. Hold on here. I want to make sure I'm grabbing the right one, because I thought I had made it that there was going to be a whatchamacallit frame, but I didn't. Okay. So what it is, it's just going to give it some support, because the DSP is thin. So that's just going to give it a little bit of thickness to it when you stick it on the card, because I'm going to add a ribbon. So I showed us swaps the other day. So this is basically kind of like Tammy Ackerson's card that I showed the other day when I did, when I showed the swaps. I just used different DSP. So I need to trim that a little bit, a little overhang. So I used different DSP, and I colored my flowers in, but it's basically the same card. So I'm just trimming the little bit of overhang off. All right. So there's going to be a little piece of DSP along here. So just put a little adhesive. It doesn't take much. So that's going to go along here. Get on there, baby. I'll put it on top. No, I won't either. Okay. Hopefully that's straight because I don't have my lines from my grid sheet. All right. And then I'm going to take, so this is the, what is this? This is called black, and it's like a glitter ribbon, glittered organdy ribbon. And I want to put it along here. So what the DSP does is it makes it, if I put it here, you can really see the line through. So see that? So this makes it just kind of stay black and be just sparkly and gorgeous. So I'm just going to cut that along there. I'm going to take my glue dots, and I could scoot out just a little bit here. I'm going to take my glue dot, put a glue dot on the end, and push really hard with that glitter ribbon for sure. All right, so I'm going to stick that on here. Then it'll go back here and stay. And what I am going to do is, so I'm going to wrap that around like that. I am going to put a little bit of Scotch tape, just because the glitter ribbon, it's kind of, it's not plastic, but it has like a funny feel to it. So I don't want it to, come unhooked or whatever from the back. So what I'm going to do is I have a little piece of DSP hanging off the side. So I want to trim it just a little bit. There we go. All right. So I had that here. So what I'm going to do is now I want to stick it on the card. So now we're going to put it on to the card. Now I have ribbon here, so that doesn't allow, if I put my adhesive, it doesn't allow the adhesive to touch, so it doesn't allow cardstock to be glued directly to cardstock. So there'd be a little bit of a thickness because you've got ribbon and you've got some Scotch tape. So whenever I do that, I always take and I use my glue dots. You could also use dimensionals even, but this is just going to raise the paper up just a little bit so that there's actually going to have that adhesive hold those papers together and not have to worry that the cardstocks aren't able to really get hooked together. So that's why I'm using the glue dots. If I didn't have the ribbon there, if it was just cardstock to cardstock, then I just use ribbon, you know, by itself. All right, so now what I'm going to do is while the ribbon is on the spool, I'm going to take my ribbon and I'm going to go up underneath here and I'm going to tie a knot like that. And then I can trim it off the spool, and that way I'm not wasting. I do want to tie it in another knot, just so it's secure. All right. I haven't wasted. It's not like, you know, you just cut yourself of it, tie around, and then you're wasting it. So I'm only wasting like this much of it. All right, so we have our cute little tie, and then we're going to put a greeting. So what I want to show you, another thing I want to show you is, the other day I talked about the new die that's called Messages, and it has a stamp set that it goes with that's called More Messages. Oh no, Many Messages. So let me scoot up a little bit. So it's called Many Messages. So you have all these cute little messages, and then you have the die. So the die is called Messages. So I wanted to show you what I was trying to explain the other day. All right, so you can stamp your greeting, and then I cut it out at one time, and then you have all these fun little sayings. So I stamped them in black, and then I just punched, you know, went through the die cutting machine, and I have all these cute little messages now. So look at how all these are super fun. But what I did too is I did also one just with a piece of Misty Moonlight. I just grabbed dark, you know, so that you could see it better. So I just ran half a sheet of paper through and cut it out. So now what I'm going to do is you can take any of your catalogs. So if you don't have the many messages, or you want a different greeting, you just take, your little master out, and then I would trim this, and I think it will actually fit. It might fit in there. And you could probably use a die, but this is just a lot easier to use this. So you just go to your catalog, and then you can go like, oh, look, that works with that. Oh, this works with this. So you're able to go around with your die, and then you're going to know what will work. Look how cute. This will cut that out like perfectly. So, but anyways, okay. So that's what I did. So now we can decide what greeting we want to put on our cute little card. So we have happy birthday. We have, what is this one? Be strong, be brave, you've got this. Let's see. Thank you so very much. It is so fun. There's like, thank you for being you. So what do you think? What greeting do you think I should put on my fun little card? Here's a long one. What does this long one say? The long one says, if I can pick it up, says, so happy to hear of your exciting news. Congratulations. Ooh, look, that one might be fun on there too, right? That one might be cute with that long saying. There's an anniversary. That might be good too. So what I'm going to do is I am not going to put my greeting. So I do that a lot. So I'm just going to make a bunch of cards. You can make a bunch of these cards up. Easy, easy. Then what you do is you wait till you need the card, and then you add your greeting. Because this card could be many different things. It could be a birthday. It could be an anniversary. It could be a get well. It could be, it could, even though the flowers are bright colors, it could even be a sympathy card. So by not putting the greeting on right now, it allows you to add the greeting later. So do all the hard work at the beginning, and then your card is ready for when you need it. Because some cards, they're a sad card to make, or sometimes you need something quick. That way you just have to, pop your little greeting on there and you're good to go. But so they're just fun. They are just so fun. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to wait. But this is cute too. Just wanted to say, oh, that one might be the perfect one. Just wanted to say, and then you put your white piece on the inside, and then you can say whatever you want to say. So this might actually be what I end up putting on here. And then I have finished the card, because you can put whatever greeting you want on the inside. So, but anyways, oh, Pennsylvania. Now, Cindy, from Hershey, I know, with the chocolate, with the Hershey chocolate. I think we've talked before about the Hershey, because my best friend's from Pennsylvania, and I know that's the Hershey is from Pennsylvania. So anyways, so hopefully you had fun watching me color. That's all I do. But this paper is amazing. So I hope you give it a go. Even if you don't, even if you just leave it plain, it is beautiful. It is just beautiful. So can you smell the chocolate from the Hershey? Since you live in Hershey, I always wonder that. Because when we get close to the barbecue place, we can smell the barbecue. So I don't know what we were, smelling barbecue or chocolate. I think they both would make me hungry. So, all right. Well, I think I'm going to stick my little just wanted to say on my card. And And I will say see you later. I will see you Friday for my Dies shorts, and that's on my Facebook group. So like I said earlier, if you aren't part of my Facebook group, my Stamping with Die Facebook group, reach out to me so that I can add you to it, and then that way you don't miss the 2 lives. Because sometimes by the time I upload them, I get them all ready to upload, it's like 5 hours later before I can put them on YouTube if I want to do any of my little editing and stuff like that. So if you can watch them live, I always love chatting with everybody. So I know, right? She never shuts up. All right. So again, I'm going to let you go, and I will see you Friday, 2 o'clock in my Facebook group. So have a great night. I'll talk to you later. Bye.